Hey, Coach Tim here, back on the industrial side of the tracks, and tell you about how to get traffic on the old internet. And I think a lot of people make the mistakes with the latest shiny objects. People in the know, so certainly people that are businesses like all over here, all around town, people that run shingle businesses, and they hear about this, from their kids about Instagram, and by the time they get on Instagram, they find out that it's old news. Instagram, they're over at TikTok or Snapchat, right? And who knows about Threads? I have a feeling that's going to be another one of Zuck's bad ideas, but I digress. So I see everything through the eyes of SEO. Most people that are not in the know, that are just trying to get some traffic drummed up, they live by singular events. They create something, content, right? Isn't that what gets attention? Awareness. That's what we're all looking for. Want awareness that you exist, that your business matters. And so, for instance, what I'm doing here on the surface level is I'm dropping nuggets to help you, to prove out perhaps that I actually know a little bit or a lot of bit about that which I speak. But the issue is that most people see this as a singular event. Well, I'm already posting on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. Well, why not on TikTok? It's just the same content. I don't always drop the same content on every one, but most of the time I do. It's that easy. And each one gets different audiences, right? You have different people following you. You have different algorithms. So that's one thing. But that's still in the social sphere. I call that persona, right? I started this with saying everything I do is for SEO. Well, what is SEO? SEO is on page, the stuff on your page, the content. What is content? Content is this video. I could literally embed this video into a blog on my page, on my main site, or any page that will take an embed, right? And I can take this content. Now this is next level stuff. I could take the transcript, go to ChatGPT, hey, clean this mess up, and make it make sense, and make it sound like somebody that ChatGPT has scraped. Let's say Neil Patel, who's a well-known content artist for SEO. And now I have my own words inside on text, and then I could go to somewhere and put that out as a PDF and distribute it, linking back to my home base, right? So we have content on the page, videos, text, pictures, whatever can go on a web page, right? PowerPoints, PDFs. I said video, I think. So you got that. And then you have the off page. What's off page? Off page is about the links, right? So PageRank, Larry Page of Google, came up with the genius of the democratization of the internet, the semantic web, and a page has value, and a page passes on its value based on the value. It passes on its value to another page, and it's basically dumbing it way down. because it looks like Greek if you look at the math on it. It's at Stanford EDU if you want to look up PageRank. It's passing on, it's sharing some of its own value to the page it points to, and its meaning. Okay, now links aren't new. Yahoo, when it was ruling the roost, they were all about link popularity. Well, that was easy. The more links, whoever has the most links wins. Man, that was fun. But Google made it more difficult, more useful. And so it's all based on, they've added more stuff to it, like authority. Is this page or domain it's coming from, does it have authority? Does it, and based on what Google thinks is authority, right? Well, how do they weigh that? Another word for authority to us humans is it a brand worth respecting? A brand worth of respect. So even a small fries running a business in a small town have to digitize our brand and make it worthwhile. And that's the number one thing that Google is looking at. Okay, it's going to look at that before keywords, before everything else. I'm not going to go deep into the weeds on this, but you got to understand this piece. So there's two parts to SEO, to getting your site into Google and into Bing. It's on page, and it's the off page stuff, the links. And often the next iteration of links is embeds, right? So, okay, now you got to have the links coming in from other pages. So now what? Okay, so now you have a pretty good idea of how to rank your website. But what about all that social media stuff? Okay, Padawan. The social media stuff is valuable for the persona on its own. Like TikTok is valuable in and of itself, right? I can get a group there and get people following my nuggets of short, or as in this case, long content, and then in and of itself I can win, right? As a business, as a brand. Forget Google. Who needs Google? My friend Kevin didn't need Google, didn't need any other social sites, right? He only did it on TikTok, and he blew up. Got on the NBC Today shows. He's building his list for his financial planning business. Mission accomplished. Good job. But what if he was driving traffic to another site? What if he also put that stuff on YouTube? What if he also put that stuff on Instagram and on Facebook? Now, for bonus points, some guys, and I'm going to start doing this pretty shortly, some guys will take, one of the things on YouTube that's going on right now is they'll take long, like hour and a half, 4 hour talk show type content, and now say do that once a week, and for the rest of the week they put out cut up content as either shorter videos or even shorts on YouTube, and then take shorts and put them onto Instagram as an example. All I'm saying is, why not all? Right? And then as you're doing why not all on Instagram, you also get a link. So for me, I do that on most of the stuff now. I'm putting my link tree, and my link tree is a hub to all my socials and my website and my whole thing, right? The whole brand. What you're trying to do is get Google to see that this is your brand and it all belongs into your brand. Have you ever seen a brand out there that it's clear that Google can't tell that, say, the Google business profile is the same brand as the website? One easy thing to do to fix that is not name them two different things. There's an idea. So this is the mess that people create for themselves. Sometimes you just have an ambiguous identity that can easily get obfuscated from town to town. You do business in Torrance, and the person with the same name does business in New York. That happens. I've got a few clients where this is happening, and it's a constant battle because both are doing brand things, and sometimes brands don't just operate in the town that they're in, where they're operating. So that's an issue. So all of these places, though, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the LinkedIns, all of it can have an opportunity to link back to home base, right? And also with citations. Citations are, or NAPs, or name, address, and phone, and link, which helps with ranking in Google Business. Hey guys. And so that's your off page. So why not treat your off page as opportunities to rank, right? Why not use these as opportunities to link back to home base as you're building a profile up on YouTube or Insta or whatever, right? You might as well bring them to a place. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to start with SEO of your website. There's people that have had as clients that have a better traction because of the popularity of their show, say on YouTube or on Instagram, and that's what drives the traffic. So in that case, you just optimize the Instagram and the YouTubes. Remember, everything on the internet that is crawlable by Google is a possibility to be ranked. So I know I went long. Appreciate you hanging in on there, and hopefully I illuminated a little bit on how this interweb thing works on driving traffic, and there's lots of ways to do it. Now, remember, I said this can be transcripted. Okay, I have a book I wrote in 2017, I think it was, that has it's about traffic, the various ways of traffic, and the various types of traffic. This talk can be transcribed and cleaned up to be used in that book, amongst other things, right? It'll be the gift that keeps on giving. I currently am writing a book on mindset, and as it's applied to football coaching, but really for anything. And I have hours of audio. So as I'm walking, I often will throw my ideas into this, what I'm looking at right now, except it's just the audio. And then I have them archived on my computer, and then simply what I do is I write it out. So how do you write it out? You transcribe it. Well, how do you transcribe it? A lot of people don't even know. There's AI stuff that's out there now that will take audio and transcribe it for a fee or for free, but Word actually will do it for you. So if you have Word, you have the old-fashioned Office, Microsoft Office, throw that in there and you're creating content, right? And it's your content. Now you can use ChatGPT or Bard or Claude or whatever is your favorite generative text to create content, but what you can do is start that with, this is my tone, write this up, clean it up in my tone, and the tone of these words, using the same languaging and friendliness, right? Or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, or persuasiveness, right? And then you use it as a cleanup method, and that's a pretty powerful way of doing it. So that's what I'm doing behind the scenes. So as I do these walks, there's three things I do. One is I do a series of directed questions. My friend Rex calls them. They're sort of like affirmations, but with questions. And long story short, and I'm going to do a video on this at some point, but long story short, they're basically questions that start off with a presupposition of whatever it is that I'm going for. Instead of saying I might say, why am I so... Okay, so that's the affirmation thing. A lot of people say don't use why questions, but why questions are good if it's aiming at the positive, right? So the other thing I do is these videos. You're watching it, so you're aware. And by the way, this one's not going to fit. I'm going to have to cut it and make the main one on YouTube, because I think the TikTok's 10 minutes and we're at 17. So let me finish it out. And so the third thing I do on these walks, again, I'm an optimizer, is I do the thoughts for the book. And everybody wants things to come out perfect, even stuff you publish, and you'll wait for it to be perfect. And a mentor of mine, Rich Sheffrin, said it's better to do something shitty than not at all. So I leave you with that, my friend. Have a good day.